Hi, it's Meg with Seed to Fork, and it is August, and the garden is alive and growing like crazy, and I am going to do my August garden tour and show you our tomato garden, our central arbor. I'd like to show you some of our flowers. I think our flowers have been really great this year, and whatever else I feel like showing you. So I hope you enjoy this brief tour of our garden. Have a great month, and thanks for watching. Okay, it's August and this is our tomato garden, and you can see the color on the vine. I can't express how happy I am with our tomatoes. Our first year here, our tomatoes all got early blight and they died. They were down a little lower in the garden. In hindsight, it could have been some of the drip line from an old walnut that we had taken down. I'm not sure, but I've not grown tomatoes this lovely ever, or this many. So this has been a really reassuring year for me for tomatoes. I don't find tomatoes very easy to grow, so this is just delightful. So anyway, I'm going to spin the camera around and give you a little up-close tour of what we've got ripening. Okay, here are our Gold Berries series from Wild Boar Farms. I'm growing two of them. Those are the only ones that have dark shoulders. The other ones don't seem to have dark shoulders. This is Black Beauty, and I am so close to harvesting these. I'm still letting them hang on the vine. These are blueberries, Brad's blueberries. Same, still Brad Gates, Wild Boar Farms. Here are my Cash Gelato Genovese. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Can't believe I grew these. Like, this is my garden. Blows my mind. Or Black Beauties. I'm growing two Black Beauties. You can see the leaves tend to curl on slicers when they're setting a lot of fruit. That's a normal phenomenon on slicing tomatoes, so if that's happening to your plant, don't worry about it, and that's totally normal. The thing that's interesting about the Black Beauties is they're doing this dark pigmentation. I have no idea what that means, but I'm wondering if it's just because the plant is so heavy in anthocyanins that it's producing them in the leaves too. That's my guess. I just make stuff up. This is more Juliet's. This is a Sun Gold. Starting to get diseased. Did you see that? Let me, so I need to cut more leaves off. I've started cutting them off, but those are not looking happy. I'll wait until it's drier out today. Actually kind of slowed down production, waiting for the next set of fruit to start producing. My pepper garden. I don't think my peppers have ever been this tall. These are a good 3 feet. Taller than I'm used to growing peppers. Part of the reason might be the type of peppers I'm growing. I've got some gochus that are getting ripe here. I've been harvesting some bell peppers already, some gourmet bell peppers. And then I've got a funky, I'm not sure what it is. It could be a paprika, but I think it's a hybridized bell that I've been growing accidentally, and that is what it is. This is a paprika. It's called Lute's Shower. I need to start drying my paprikas. I need to research what I'm going to do with them. But the idea is part of this is my spice garden. So, but by and large, they're doing pretty well. They're getting a little heavy with fruit. I was not so great about staking, so I've got some branches that are sort of falling over that I'm trying to tie back up with twine to these posts. Just doing what I can at this point in the season. It's sort of taken on mind of its own here. I think it looks great, even though it's getting a little wild, but it's August. It's time to get wild in the garden. Okay, so this is my cucumber trellis. And one thing I've done differently this year with cucumbers that I've not done in previous years is I've taken to pruning them. They're a vine, and at all of these nodes, they will send out new suckers. And so I'm just trying to minimize that so that we get good airflow the cucumbers can start looking kind of diseased by the end of the growing season, and I'm trying to prevent that this year. I've got 4 plants in here. I've got a lemon cucumber, which I've successfully grown for the first time this year, and then I've got 3 slicing cucumbers. They're Market More 76 and Poinsett are the varieties I'm growing, and it's a daily. I have to look for them daily because there's always a ripe cucumber out here for us, or 5, sometimes 12. And I haven't harvested both sides in a couple of days, so here we go. There's a couple. Here's a lemon cucumber. I think they're adorable and I think they taste great, so I'm excited that I finally grew these. Okay, so this is our arbor, which I always plant with cucamelons. Well, it's only my 2nd year doing it, but I do cucamelons here, and then I also interplant with other things. This year I interplanted with a Persian cucumber and an Armenian cucumber, climbing nasturtium, which are actually climbing the first time, which is great. And what else do I have in here? I have scarlet runners, which flowered for a while. They stopped with the heat, and they'll pick back up again in August here. Just like when I talked about with my other cucumbers, I started pruning this too. I don't want this getting too full in here. This is our main thoroughfare. August is cucamelon season. Pretty much every day. You need to eat a handful a day. They store well in the fridge if you want to accumulate them, and then we like lacto-fermenting them and make them into spicy dill pickles, and they last all year. This is the other thing I wanted to show you. This was my garlic bed. I remember showing you this area maybe in June. Garlic's out, and I had some transplants I put in. So I've got some heat-tolerant lettuces from Johnny Seeds, celery, a fall planting of celery. I've never done 2 plantings of celery, so this is an experiment for me. And then I've got some cabbages and cauliflower and fennel. And the other thing that's kind of interesting about this is the first year that we have done 2 successions in this bed. Last year this was potatoes, and our first year this was one of our strawberry beds. And we then decided strawberries can live on the edge of the garden. We don't need strawberries in these beds, and we have converted these beds to more food, annual food. Obviously strawberries are food too. So that's kind of exciting. So we're continuing to push our season and maximize this growing space, even though this growing space is quite large. So I'm excited to see how this helps fill our plates even more this fall. Okay, so these are my last bottom 2 beds I wanted to show you. After that, I'm probably gonna show you some flowers. I want to just give you a little tour of the flowers that are growing, different flower beds I've got in and outside of the deer fence. I did a cover crop of buckwheat here in the spring, and now these are my fall cabbages. They actually look pretty good. I started these around the middle of June. I've got some Cape gooseberries here, which is probably my favorite new thing I'm growing in terms of taste. They're really good. So this has been a really fun addition to the garden. I think they could even be more ripe than this, but oh my gosh, they're seriously so good. They have this citrus. It's like citrus in Minnesota. It blows my mind. It's so good. This is related to a ground cherry, but it is not a ground cherry. Ground cherries have a different flavor profile. They're just different. They don't have these citrus notes. You cannot find these in a ground cherry, at least not from my experience of trying them and eating them over the past like 10-15 years. Cape gooseberry, also known as a Peruvian ground cherry. Anyway, the other thing I want to show you back there is I've got some kabochas, pumpkins, and butternuts that I'm growing vertically. Oh, I've got more cucumbers that I'm sure are hiding back there that maybe I should pick up on the way. And some popping corn, Brussels sprouts. I don't even know what's back here. Just kidding. And then potatoes. So I'm going to spin the camera around, show you the rest of the garden, and I'm probably going to give you just a nice overview of how the garden's looking. If there's morning light, it's now the 3rd of August, I think. I'm almost done filming. And that'll be it. And then I am going to show you flowers at the end. So hope you enjoy. And thanks again for watching. There's, as you can see, mostly zinnia. I've got some Dara Ami and some green mist Ami out here.